Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a little bit of a wait, a bit longer than possibly expected. The draw has been done. The 0-1s have begun. And Heroic are going to face off against Epsilon. Knife round is underway. Joining me is Mr. Hugo Byron, this time from the beginning. And, it's going to blow your mind, this time, for anybody who was there earlier, he's actually unmuted.
Oh my god, am I really? That's impressive.
I was kind of hoping you'd go silent there. That would have been so good.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've not got your level. I've not got your level of comedic genius and puns, but I'll give it a shot next time, Tom. I'm convinced. Talking about puns, that little rhyme you did at the beginning there, you sat and revised that for about 7 months just to make sure you got that perfectly. Because there's no way you came up with that on the fly. But yeah, we will be going into the game. Good. Yeah, talented. We've got Epsilon on the CT side, Heroic on the T side. This is an important game as well. Loser, this is going to be going down to 0 and 2. And while it's not quite an elimination, it's just off the edge. These are two teams that you would expect to do fairly well. But obviously, in their respective matchups, Heroic lost to, obviously, that team. Who did Heroic lose to, Tom? Because you know.
Was it Outlaws?
Outlaws 16-6, and then Epsilon lost to Penta 16-11. How did I whiff that? Yeah, it's just such a surprise. But we're into the pistol anyway. Heroic has gone for the fast A play, and we've got a complete burst as Barbar holds off on the back of the site. 2 for him. Atta as well chiming in. It's Nico and Snappy left alive.
A lot to be done, but Nico is the one. He's going to go for the headshots, gets himself a couple, make that 3! And as I decree, it continues. Barbar, the only one left alive. It's been turned around on its head. Still, both players are low, so it's actually a good chance for him to do something here. He's going to be left alone on the site with Snappy. And, well, if he's quick enough and finds this kill, he may just be able to deny any future for Nico. Bomb's gone down. He knows it's on the other side of the map. He does have time. No kit, however, so has to get his running shoes on.
3 kills versus 3 kills. Who will step up here for the team as he makes his way in towards the site? Bomb is open. You can only assume that this last player is heaven. That's exactly where it's planted for. No other reason for Nico to be anywhere else on the map. Barbar's just going to check. Make sure he's not in any of these close angles before he gets on the bomb. But again, he's got no kit. He's really got no time. Surely this is completely undoable. And he's just going to peek out. Nico does the damage. That will force him off. He actually just fully repeats as well and takes a kill. Barbar couldn't have done a thing without a kit. Heroic, they're going to pick up that pistol round.
If people called Nico stop being so good at Counter-Strike, it's bad for my self-esteem. Like, how many Toms are there?
None.
Then again, Hugo's even worse, but that's not the point.
Oof, low blow.
Hugo's with that name. Freddy buys up the P90. He's got head armor. What are you doing? Just madness. Absolute insanity, but let's see if he can do something. How's he even... Was he dropped that?
Yeah, by Barbar.
Why?
It's an insane gun. Just watch and learn, Tom. In about 5 seconds, you'll be questioning why you questioned. Freddy sits in the B site on his own. They will start to burst. Let's see this P90 in action. They push in close.
Yes! That's what you get! Thank you, Yugi. Nailed him. Oh, $2,350 well spent there. Absolutely destroyed. That is what you get. Resicadian. Last one left alive. Or last 2 left alive. 1 of 1 is 2 guys. Nailing it. And we've just got them trying to save. I'm so happy. You have no idea how much it annoys me that the people still buy that weapon. And he just got obliterated. Yugi...
Oh god!
Thank you.
If only he got a 4K there, that would have been absolutely perfect. No, I'll give it to you. Oh, Snappy even takes down Cadian at the end there, pushing back in a bit late, I'd say, but Heroic, regardless, they're going to be good for money. Epsilon, on the other hand, quite the opposite. No cash. Cadian can invest a little bit, but he probably ought to save for that AWP. And this Epsilon roster is a bit of a mess right now. I'm not sure if this is even, the confirmed full 5-man salary whatever roster, or if they're still trialing players back and forth. They've obviously had some recent losses. Draken to Nib, Doppler not so recent to Fnatic. But yeah, they've been making some switches. Kali's out as well. So it's hard to know what's in store for this roster, but they still seem to be doing fairly well. So looking to watch them continue throughout this qualifier to see if they can at least qualify for the minor would be very nice to see.
Not too much into this round, of course. Just some cash farming for this T side to be made. Rez does still have that 5-7 in armor. Maybe do a little bit of extra damage, but the rest of his team are going down in the meantime. He will find one, but Snappy is going to be there to stop him getting the gun. No possibility for Cadian to really do anything in this one. I do have to say, though, the thing I like about Epsilon, they have been a team that have had so many people that have just left, that have gone, they've switched people out. But every single time, they somehow seem to come back, if anything, stronger. I feel like somehow it's just like, you cut off one head and we grow back with two. They're just a team that I think it was Natu said in the past, they've just got great fundamentals and they play relatively basic Counter-Strike but with just high levels of skill. So when somebody just fits into this roster, a lot of the time it's quite easy for them to just mold into it as if there wasn't really anything wrong. Now obviously one of the most recent changes was Draken, who I think was a big loss to the team. Not having too much luck, as we've seen so far today. They are currently playing simultaneously against Red Reserve, so I'm hoping for their sake they managed to pick that one up and go 1-1, because although I know that you're sort of on the, okay, I don't think NIP are going to make it, I do think it's a shame whenever a team like that, some of the sort of legendary players in that roster just don't get it through. I'm hoping it's not a 1 to Red Reserve, otherwise
of course, yeah,
badly wrong.
I do agree. Aside from the jokes and how I don't think NIP will do amazingly, I'd still like to see them succeed to some extent. You know, it'd be nice, but I just don't see it happening. But either way, into this rifle round, as we see Epsilon double stack on the B site. I think, if anything, you have to call this a stack because it's very uncommon to see two aggressive players on B pushed all the way up as Rez and Freddy. As Epsilon keep the AWP over on A. Cadian posted up on the Ivy area as well, and Heroic looking like they want to go for some kind of late split for the time being, just holding for the aggression, waiting for that push onto the A site as the smoke starts to rain on through. Flashes will follow as well. Nico, and if he wants to burst in through this smoke, does make his way onto the site. Barbar's there. Cadian tagged up towards the CT spawn, get caught in the smoke. He doesn't know where he's going. Molotov will land perfectly as well, but actually falls out in the smoke. Snappy and Nico combine for a kill each, and Heroic are making a mockery of Epsilon.
Yeah, we've already seen in the past the trainers are very strong map. I mean, so far, so good. Rez on the fade-away frags will be able to get one, but Modi is in the back lines to make things even more costly for the Swedish side. Now, something I want to mention while this goes on is the fact that it is actually 9-1 to Red Reserve, and they're on the CT side of Cobblestone. So, yeah.
Oh my god, man. Why?
I don't know. Like, the funny thing is about that is they've actually, they are still in Pro League. They weren't one of the teams to, like, go down into the sort of matches. So, like, their online Counter-Strike, although it hasn't been great, it hasn't been, like, awful. It hasn't been to the point where, like, VP, where they've just bombed out of Pro League altogether. But they're losing to teams that, if you think of the caliber of this side, they shouldn't be even close to losing to. Now, obviously, they haven't lost this match yet, but that's mad. Anyway, 4-0. I think we should concentrate on our match, right? Maybe?
Just to finish up, though, they got ruined by iGame earlier, and iGame a mid-tier Premier, not even close to Pro League, so yeah, it's just weird. But whatever, aggression from the CT side. Rez with the pistol going to be able to take down Modi early on, but Yugi trades the AWP for the side of Heroic, and a starring one at that. Takes down Freddy on top of the train. Now, let's see more aggression. Barbar pushed in. Too sure about that one. Doesn't get taken down, doesn't check the close corner. And now we see Heroic back into the man advantage situation while a gun has been grabbed on Rez. He's going to be situated over towards that A side of the map, sitting towards default train as we wait for Heroic to walk into his crosshairs. All three players are here, but again, I don't think it's too much of an issue. Cadian doesn't have armor to support that rifle, and Atta only has a deagle.
Yeah, a lot to be done. Situation for the CT side, but they've got themselves into a position where it's possible, but they're walking past each other. Valde is clearing angles, and Rez is just past him. This could be problematic for Snappy, but the timing may work out. Actually, neither of the players getting away with it. Eventually, Rez will turn around and get the kill, and now Valde realizes, okay, I may have missed a trick here, but it doesn't seem to matter, as now Adder is the only one left alive. He's got the deagle. He is in the right spot. Then maybe he can get something done, but they've spotted him. Nico continuing his reign of terror will go 8-2, and that will be 5-0 to the Danes of Heroic.
Now all pop for either side. We've got to see Epsilon get into this round on the first buy, or the second buy, sorry, because right now Heroic already have a lot of T-side rounds. This is a very CT-side map. Heroic shouldn't be gifted too many more, so Epsilon need to clamp down sooner rather than later. Be a shame to see them lose in such a dominant fashion, considering this matchup should be fairly equal. Right now, not proving to be. However, Freddy opening it up does take down Modi over in the pop dog. Kick things off here for Epsilon. No trade from Heroic as well. That's a good way to start off the round, but it's far from a closure. As utility is mostly expended here for Epsilon. They've only got a Molly and a couple of smokes left. Flashes are basically gone. And Heroic, they still got a full set to make their way out onto this A site. As the Mollies go down, they'll push it through Ivy. Nico, in the meantime, jumps in through main and takes down Resin on the train. And he will follow up as his teammate falls as Barber snaps down onto Snappy. It's all onto Freddy in heaven as the last two CTs are yet to rotate in.
Nico's just been such a beast this game. He's going to Molotov his behind, but cheers Valde on the other side who's managed to get another and just straight through the wall. Freddy is out. This guy is just nuts at the moment. Cadian, one of the people standing in for this team at the moment, the Dane in a mix among the Swedes, is now the only one left alive, as only Danish players remain, in fact. But Cadian with so much left to do, and I think he's just going to have to save the rifle. It's going to be at least something to play with, and you have to take into consideration they do have max loss bonus behind them now, but I feel like really all they need to do is maybe just half invest behind the AWP, KD and not really invest too much into it, and then just have a full buy going into round number 7. Or 8 even.
Yeah, this is getting scary though, that's the thing. They have absolutely no money to work with. And realistically, a 9-6 half would be good for Heroic. They could take that in an equal matchup, obviously. And it's clear that this is showing to be a little more favourable for Heroic than maybe some assumed. Because now, looking at the scoreline, I don't really know what to say. I don't see Heroic stopping this reign of terror, as you say, that Nico is displaying right now. 10 rounds is a complete possibility, maybe even more, as Epsilon forcings up 4 UMPs alongside that AWP with no utility to fall back on. I'm all for UMPs when you have that utility, but without it, it can be very, very difficult. Freddy pushed up close in the pop dog. And other than that, they've really got nothing to play with. Cadian's already down on B, so the AWP is going to be completely removed from the equation. And Modi finding that pickup means Heroic can just charge out into an empty site. The CTs are only just rotating in, and they're playing such passive positions where the UMPs do not exactly work out.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very difficult. Snappy going to get that bomb down. Have some potential to do some damage, and actually Freddy coming in on the flank has made things a bit more interesting, but Yugi will take him straight out of the equation. Rez and Ada get flanked as well, and now Ada the only one left alive, looking to try to do a little bit more, but can't. It's Atta, isn't it? It's just he's put
Atta,
this
ATTER,
yeah,
he's
put
just
D's in
it.
it.
Yeah. And then 9.
Confused me. I actually don't mind the buy they went for in that last round, though, because that was sort of one where they didn't fully buy. They bought down to about $1,000, and the only thing is they've sort of not allowed themselves to get full utility in this round, whereas if they'd gone with some pistols, they would have done. So we'll see if it affects them too much. Still going to be an AWP onto Cadian. Hasn't had too much of an impact just yet. In fact, it's had no impact. Ooh. Freddy will. Gets the first kill. Brings it into a 5v4.
We've seen this before, though. Doesn't necessarily mean they can win it. However, good damage onto Valde. He's down to 6 HP, and look at this push down from Rez. Trying to come on the flank. Snappy takes him down, and now look, Heroic is just pulling back the kills left, right, and centre. Freddy still alive on the site with the support of Katie, and they both will do damage, and leaving only 2 players remaining. 15 HP between them. As Valde walks in through the smoke, Katie is not going to be prepared. They go through. Oh, look at the flick from Katie, and he gets the kill, and now it's all on Snappy, alone towards B. The smoke goes down. He tries to escape, but he's going to run into the crosshairs of Freddy. Nice round from Epsilon. They finally get one back on the board, but that looks very, very shaky at time. Yeah,
big round from Freddy as well. And he's actually going to go and save himself an AK. It can't be a one and done, however. Heroic, they have finally managed to falter. And a lot of that came down to just how much they were actually taken down. They had such low HP in those clutch situations, but even still, they managed to get a bomb down, boost their economy even more than it already is, and it's still going to take at least a couple more rounds until they're broken. And once that has happened, well, the loss bonus will have built up behind them. And even when you look at this now, it's the CTs who actually come out with a worse buy. Rez has had to go down to a UMP, which still has its positions which can be played, and he is about to push towards one of them. Going to try and play close ramp on the B site. T's. Well, there's quite a few of them around that very area.
Getting ready to charge, it seems. Valde, overconfidence, I was about to mention, is a bit of an issue as they're just charging out. He pushed through smoke last round. This time he's just walking out of A main with no support, and he will get his head removed, now putting Epsilon in the driving seat for this round. Still, can always be brought back. It's only a 5-on-4. Very much cemented, but Heroic definitely kicking this off with a bad start. As obviously at 7-1, I don't really blame overconfidence, but you need to know when to stop. If you start losing rounds, that's when you need to probably go back into a more passive style, play it a lot safer. Cadian, though, another kill going the way of Epsilon, takes down Snappy inside of the T-spawn. And Yugi snuck out towards A, trying to find himself a pick to retaliate at least as he takes down Atta, but probably all he's going to get. The bomb's wrapping around Ivy and one big player towards B. They're so split up right now.
See what Modi can actually achieve here. Now, Rez obviously looking in the other direction. More Barber's homed spot, but the bomb is actually going to go pushing in, and Cadian's going to go down, and this could actually work for them, because they're going to have to try and rotate. Modi will hear it, but he won't expect the second player to be in behind him, but Modi may just be able to get away here. He's going to go running, and the shot's going to be missed. The UMP not really there for the range, and that is just so unfortunate. It seemed like, just from a perspective, just from looking as an overview, that the CT side had everything going their way. A nice little crossfire, and that one kill on Cadian completely ruined it. 8-1, Heroic, they reset the economy of Epsilon, and this dominant T-half looks to continue.
The reset has been huge. No money left for the Swedes. And Heroic, they really are bringing the heat. They're bringing the pain to these guys. They definitely want to get back up to the 1-1 spot. Them losing out to Outlaws as massively as it was a huge upset. So now continuing on, they do not want to be put into a spot where they're about to get eliminated, but this aggression from the CT side, just trying to chase down Ivy. Freddy going to be the only man to get a kill for the CTs, and he will quickly be traded. Oh, apparently not. Everyone else was, though. Nico sprays down Barbar and Rez. Freddy, he grabs himself a gun. Nico can fight this, so he doesn't need to. Molly forces him out, but he gets away safely. Freddy's trying to get in through the smoke as Molly comes in on the flank. They can play overconfident here. He's got no armor. He's low. They can just try and get him out of this round and pick themselves up a 9th.
At them just holding, just waiting for him to go for some sort of peek. And Freddy doesn't need to, but surely at some point they're going to look to try and just close him down. And I feel like Snappy's just trying to bait him into sort of rotating in the other direction. He's going to throw the Molotov far, doesn't know that there's somebody so close by. And Modi is looking to execute him. Will be 9-1, nothing saved. And, well, looking very, very dominant. It feels like 9-1, just not a great score for Swedes at the moment.
Not at all. Do we have an update on the NIP score? I'd love to hear.
Gonna have a look now. It was a 12-3 half in favor of the T side, or CT side, sorry. And yeah, now going on to T side. I think NIP should win this pistol. Yeah.
Okay, so 12-4. And Modi, he's going to open things up, smashes Rez's face into take the first pick for Heroic, and Yugi is okay, late Molly? Freddy must have walked into that. That was very, very late. Cadian pushing back in, but again, this is just a hole that you get yourself down. Once you lose that man advantage, it's constant. You'll try and push up as a CT, try and get those trade frags, and if you don't hit them, it's just going to be you falling down, next person attempting to trade again, next person falling down, and the man advantage only get extended for the T side. So Epsilon now have completely run that through. They're into a 2v4, and this round should be over.
A flank coming in. Barber will get one. He's going to try and grab the AWP and run. Run, little legs, run. Barber got so far to go. Actually going to go back. It just takes a parting gift, and now there's that temptation. This is the competitive side of Barber. He wants to try and win this round. You can tell, but clearly he's got some sort of resolve. Decides to fall back. Save the AWP into the next round. They will get themselves 2,400. It's not even that much of a loss bonus. You look at this scoreline and it's almost cruel, just based off the problems they've had. That one round win, if anything, made things worse. It made the scoreline a little bit less embarrassing, but it resets their economy and means the likelihood of stringing rounds together becomes less and less. Heroic looking like they've bounced back, and well, Pause. Tack pause. I think it's a bit late, but I suppose if you win the last 4 rounds, maybe it'll be worth it.
Can't hurt, can it? All it can do is give you a second. I feel like, as you say, this should just be over, though. I mean, I'm not sure what Epsilon could even do to get back into this one. Heroic is just playing so confident, rushing out onto sites, getting their headshots, nothing to it, really. As Epsilon seem to be getting far too aggressive on the CT side. And maybe that could be something they could work out. It's them trying to open up rounds of picks, because if they don't, they still lose them. But clearly has not been working out on the aggressive front. So it should just be, in theory, more for Heroic, especially with the money so slanted in the favor of the Danes.
Have a look. Let's have a look at some scorelines. LDLC are winning 12-3 versus North Academy on Nuke. I think they did start CT side, though. Actually, not. Wait, what? Start T side? Wow.
Who's this, sorry?
LDLC are winning 12-3, and they're going on to the CT side. That's ridiculous.
Versus?
North Academy on Nuke.
Wow.
That's insane. Either way, Snappy opening up again. This round, well, not looking too good, but at least a trade will come in with the CZ. Valde looking to make this a little bit worse. It seems like we got dominant games going all over the shop at the moment. Barber is going to add another, at least bringing something back. But this AWP is going to have to do so much if they want to be able to win this round. Cadian, but he's just getting tagged back, pushed away, doesn't have a kit. In fact, neither of the CTs have a kit. Just hoping again to do more damage, but at this point, damage may not be enough, or is not enough. It's not even May anymore. I can't keep questioning. It's just not good enough from Epsilon. Yes, it has to be said, they're falling on unfortunate times. A team unstable and constantly losing players. But they need to find some sort of ground again if they're going to build back up and come back stronger. For Heroic, well, they've only been improving their roster. It has to be said, every time they seem to lose someone, just pick up another couple of players, just basically building off of Tricked. But that kill will at least give Cadian an extra rifle. That means that their buy will be a bit better going into the next round.
But as you say, damage isn't enough, and it doesn't matter how good their buys are.
Bisons?
Not doing it. No, Tom, no, stop. It's not. I don't know what I'm saying. It's not good enough. Let me be quiet. It doesn't matter how good their buys are. They're not winning rounds, and that's the most important factor as we go into this one. Freddy and Barber both going to at least open things up for a change. But again, Valde just trades. Modi though lines up with Valde and allows the double kill to come through for Atta. So something positive for Epsilon, leaving Nico in a 1v3. But let's not count him out. He's still in this one. Peeks up, but Atta removes his face. So finally, Epsilon to pick up a second round.
Managed to kill Nico. 17-5 at the moment, still having a brilliant performance, but they're on the board again. Now, if they lose this one, they will be having even more problems. It will pretty much guarantee the 13-2. They won't have the money to go into the next couple of rounds. And oh, that will be the biggest problem they have. Double AWP. Something that I'm not overly surprised to see, but Yugi's going to win the duel. And already they're a man down.
Cadian trading there. Does pick up Valde as the aggression towards Ivy works out for him. However, Freddy again follows up, takes on the AWPer of the T side. Man advantage here for the CTs, but let's not see some overextending. They just need to play passive. We have Rez pushed up, but any more further than this, and this would be a bad move from him. Just needs to hold on to the angle, because right now he's allowing them to push out through lower, but we will have Cadian in position to actually help out. Moving in with the AWP, rotating through that connector. And 2-2 setup right now for the side of Epsilon. Heroic seem to be going for A, and with a minute on the clock, they've got plenty of time to. But look at Modi's position. Look what he's accomplished.
This has happened multiple times, and last time managed to push through Cadian. Is he aware? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Smart play from Cadian. The Dane and the server has given them a 2-man advantage going into this round, and now it's on to Nico and Snappy. I'm not counting out Nico just yet. He's been so good in this game so far. I'm going to go pushing in. They've got 30 seconds to play, but spots one. First kill goes his way. Already looking to bring things back into contention. Snappy with another one. It's going down to a closer scenario, but the time is running out. There's 20 seconds for Nico to play with. He's got to try and get that bomb down. The problem is there's a player in from behind. Rez, he should be able to end this round in its tracks, and not this time Nico. 11-3, Epsilon with a lifeline.
The lifeline is very short. A maximum of 4 rounds is possible here on this CT side, and to be honest, that's not really enough going into the second half, especially if Heroic pick up that pistol round. This game will be over before it's even started, so it's pretty dire right now. Let's just hope they close out with the 4th round so they have something to fall back on, so they have some kind of buffer here for the Swedes. And does Heroic go for their buy? It's a full one, yes. Utility is limited, but it's not really holding them back to too much regard. Still have the AWP up on Cadian. And Heroic setting up towards the pop dog.
Ready. Gonna be the man waiting, but it does seem to be the B here. Decent setup here, but the missed shot from Cadian is gonna mean that Rez has a lot more left to do. Goes pushing in. Freddy will be dropped in pot, but Rez is doing the job. He's trading every kill back that comes in at the moment, leaving it in a 3 versus 3. Bomb down allows the rotation, and Cadian will hit the shot with the AWP. Valde now the only one left alive, and he's been caught out by a Molotov on ramp. 3 players left to find. Maybe still possible, but Cadian has the angle, catches him as well. Seems like it's the Danes who are popping off, but it has to be said, Freddy had a few moments, and towards the end, Epsilon did actually start to come back. Pistol, however, I think, as we always know, is going to be a must.
Yeah, let's hope the momentum from that first half can carry on for the side of Epsilon. Those last few rounds are very, very good, but
if Red Reserve really win, it's already finished. It's 16-4.
I'm going to pretend that never happened.
What?
I'm going to pretend that never happened. NIP are going to go 0-3. Watch them. Who will they play, though? Who will they possibly play? Like, they could play Epsilon, realistically. Dear, dear.
I don't know. I just don't even know.
If Epsilon beat them, they secure their spot as the better Swedish team. You can't deny that, can you?
Yeah, they've just lost to another Swedish team as well, Red Reserve.
Oh, yeah, Passions. That's Passions.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's insane. That's actually insane. Whatever.
Not a good day for NIP. Not a good day for their fans either. But maybe Epsilon can give a little bit more back to the Swedes if they can win this pistol round. Get themselves going a little bit. Playing a sort of default in this round. It's full Kevlar on the side of Heroic. Just looking for those aim jewels. Playing passively on the B side. I'm a big fan of this strategy. Normally you have a kit when you're doing this, just so that you can make sure you get the defuse. But it pretty much makes the entry frags, or at least taking over the whole of the B site, very, very difficult, because they have to remove those players before they can actually get close enough to stop the rotation. So this is a great way to actually hold for a retake, and that's exactly what's going to happen as the push begins down ramp.
Snappy will spot it over the smoke. He just positions himself as he spams away. Good damage. There's one. And Rez is tagged in the meantime as well as a bomb makes its way to the plant spot. It will be going down. Barbar has a couple of HEs as well on him and Cadian. This could be quite good for Epsilon. They have nades to the post plant. The issue is Snappy and Baldi are removing faces, and Nico will follow up onto Cadian. It's all on Barbar in the heavens. They had the double nade for the bomb, and that was actually quite clever, but now they can't use it. There's so many players. Barbar cannot stop this defuse. They can just jump right on it. Full armor, no need for a kit. Barbar's going down. I like what they were trying there. They had the double nade instead of the molly for the post plant. Quite clever, because obviously it insta kills, but no, it was never going to happen with Heroic hitting shots like that. 12 rounds to 4. Is this GG, Tom?
It sure looks that way. The bomb plant means that they'll at least get themselves an early buy. Okay, very early buy. They're going to go full force. YOLO mode for Epsilon. Now, you look at the buys and they're not actually that far apart. The 1M4 and Snappy makes things a bit more interesting, but in terms of close range battles, that's where things will get quite interesting, and maybe they've over or underestimated their opponents. Smokes are going to go down onto the A site. They've been denied by some utility over towards Ivy. That could stump them quite a bit, because a lot of the utility they had has already been thrown out completely onto this A site, and, well, a lot of it will have faded away by the time they actually get onto the site.
No one's holding Ivy. That's the only dangerous thing. We're going to have 2 players charging up there, and Moddy is the closest point of contact alongside Snappy. They need to be careful. These guys will run through the smoke, and Atta will do the damage instead. Freddy B to follow. These UMPs are a nightmare to deal with for Heroic. Only Valdi left. drop him back in. He does get one, but that should be it in theory. There's 3 players trained on his position. As he tries to make his way outside of this pop dog, he's got players coming from all angles. Barbar wrapping, that should be it. Epsilon actually pick up a round. 5-12. Very, very worrying. They've got a long road ahead.
Yeah, important force buy from Epsilon. They get themselves that early round pickup. Could have saved for the AKs, but, well, if it works, it works. And the CT side, actually going to just full save. Obviously, they have the round buffer, so I don't actually mind this at all. Just going to look to make sure they get their full buy on the board in the next round. Extra 1900. They will have a buy. It won't be the best. It will be one that involves either lack of utility or lack of rifles, and almost definitely a lack of AWP unless they decide... Well, I suppose it's Yugi with the majority of the money, so maybe he will just go for it. In fact, I think he can even... No, he needs to get a kill, then he can get it with Kevlar. Off by $50.
Mathematics Tom.
Is he?
New career here.
I may just be completely wrong.
We'll find out after the break. As we see, this is taking a long, long time for Epsilon to make
Actually, I think he
contact.
has enough. Never mind. I don't know. I can't do maths.
Let me have a look. I bet I can work it out. They get 1900 loss bonus, so he's going to have... Where is he? What's he on? 35.
He's going to be on
5400 off. Yeah,
so
he'll be $50 off. You're right.
$50 short. I was right. I just questioned myself. I got out of control. Either way, this round is a moneymaker for the T side. They've got plenty of SMGs. Now, the thing from their point of view is whether or not there's going to be a buy in the next round. And that will question whether or not they keep this MAC-10, keep all the UMPs. I guess they'll keep the UMPs. That's not really that surprising. All the smoke's now falling in. They have left it very, very late. So maybe a USP or 2 could actually drop this bomb. And that would be wonderful for Heroic if they somehow manage to do that. I don't think it'll be the case. I think that will be an absolute miracle. But Nico has actually managed to push in. I think they have actually slowed the bomb from being planted. Not going to stop it completely. And it will be an attempt from Snappy to deny them at least. But they are dropping a few players. Modi not going to manage anymore at least. And that will be 6-12.
Most importantly, Yugi actually did get a kill. So he can buy the upward armor now, as you can see.
Hey.
With $300 spare for a smoke. Very, very good to see on the board here for the CT side. But Epsilon sticking with the rifles. They can drop an AWP over, but no real need to. Got UMP 4 rifles prepared for this fight. Heroic. The utility's fairly limited. Full smokes, so that's going to be the only lifesaver here. They're fast towards Pop Dog. It's Snappy to try and take early control with the support of Valde, but the nade, that could dink, only just touches Snappy's feet. 94 HP. The AWP trained towards B site, and a lot of pressure in that hallway, at least going down near that B area.
Interested to see what Nico's actually going to do here. He's waiting on the ladder. A lot of players pushing in his direction. Yugi's going to spot the first, find the kill, but it's just going to be a trade out. Cadian coming in on the flank will grab one and put it back into a 3 versus 3 and actually hold a player over towards A. The bomb actually not dedicated yet either. It's still just sitting. Freddy tries to run away, and because of that, he will fall. And now the CTs, they've got their man advantage back again. Cadian has been spotted and will go down, and now... After Atta sort of rotates away from the B side where he probably would have had a plant. He now has to try and fight back versus 3.
Tall order. Modi is close. He's just holding the cross. If Valde just plays passive, there's no way they'll be able to cross towards the site because Modi will just be able to hold onto it. And here we go. Atta needs to check the corner. He walks around, does spot it, and he actually takes a kill as well. Modi's dead. This is now doable. Valde has no pressure to peek. He can just wait for the plant. He's got teammates to support, but he will take the fight. Both of them, in fact. And Valde gets away with a kill. Round going to be going to Heroic. Once again, finally, after a 2-round stint, they're back on the board. And this should be the closeout very shortly.
Will at least be a drop. Cadian can even get an AWP as well, so going to make things a bit more interesting. Not the worst buy in the world, so still a chance that they can actually break back versus the CT side, and that would actually give them the possibility of stringing a few rounds together, so it's still not over yet, but if they lose this one, that's where tough times will really come upon this Epsilon side. Once again, just trying to take a little bit of map control. CT side playing a 2-3 split up, meaning that the A side may be a little bit weaker at the moment. Normally you see one sort of catalyst player and then a rotator over towards connector to make sure that they can just jump out of the site. Balde, however, boosted up with the support of Yugi on the AWP. I think that's where they've sort of switched it to be a bit more A-heavy in that aspect, having that AWPer there, having that catalyst player who can step up and bring rounds home. And Freddy, looking to be the entry man. Got players over towards Pop Dog. It is looking like an A hit once again.
Right, they go. Rez opens. Does take down Yugi to kick things off, but Valdi's on the other side of the smoke. Flashes on through. Oh no, they don't expect it. Valdi to make that 3. Gonna go in for a 4th as well to close out the round, but the trade comes in for Cadian. And what a massive performance to close out. Almost in favour of Heroic. Only 1 remains. Obviously, Cadian's still in for a fighting chance. 30 seconds is very low. And he's got to make it count. Moves in. Nice shot. Snappy goes down. It's all onto Nico, sitting on the site, waiting for the timing as a bomb. Situated right next to him. Cadian still decided to wrap, but he doesn't expect the angle, and Nico gets it. A nice attempt from Cadian, but it's going to go the way of Heroic. No reset to
Still came very, very close. Unfortunately, that is the round that really costs this T side. Gonna have to go for a bit of a force by a Quasi, in fact, and it just isn't anything good. They've gone to the jumble sale, they picked up what they can, and they're gonna try and win a round versus what is practically a 4x. A few bits and bobs missing, a little bit of utility gone, and a UMP onto Snappy. But other than that, they've got the AWP, they have 3 rifles, and they're definitely feeling confident. You can see some of the peaks that are just tempted. Like, Valde doesn't actually go out, but very, very close. Again, we will see Pop Dog in. Not really sure why Atta actually stands on Rez's head and forces him down the ladder. Actually makes quite a bit of a sound cue, but I don't think anybody was actually close enough to hear it, although Yugi is homed in on that Pop Dog position. They've got an aggressive play in A main. However, a trade over towards Ivy opens up the round a little bit. Freddy gonna go for more.
Oh, Yuki with the USP that removes Freddy. Atta, though, quick on the trigger. 2 Deegs, and Cadian wrapping in from the back in CT will be able to drop Nico. It's all onto Valdi. He got a phenomenal 3k in the previous round, but this time he's got to step up even bigger. 2, but in a 1v2. Moving in, Cadian spots, and that's his position gain now by this T side. And Cadian posted up. Gonna miss the shot. Only a PT50 to play with. He doesn't have an AWP. That's in the hands of Atta. As Valdi moves in on top of the trade, there's one, sprays away, almost gets a second, so much damage, he does it! Valdi, he gets both kills, and he's going to pick up the round for Heroic, securing 15. I'm not sure how the hell Epsilon didn't trade that. Works out for the Danes.
That last bullet just didn't want to connect. He gets Atta down to 1 HP, falls to 7 himself, but either way, that is going to be map point now for Heroic. Looking like a bad day for the Swedish side as both, or Swedish sides even, as both look to go 0-2. See, they at least have Red Reserve to support.
Oh dear. Red Reserve have been playing really well though, or as Passions at least.
Yeah, they beat NIP.
Yeah, there we go. I'm excited to see how they do. I mean, that's not an achievement, but like, I'm excited to see how they do up against some top tier EU teams. I'm just baiting at this point.
I know.
Oh, no AWP in play though. Freddy B's going to be gone. Yugi is taking down Barbar in the meantime as well. While Cadian will trade over towards Ivy, pushing himself up, smoking down as well. And Rez actually doing damage. They bring this back. Heroic clearly looking to close out this map. Just getting aggressive, maybe a bit too much so, because they don't want to start losing rounds.
But yeah, this is where they really should be closing out this matchup. Instead, now back to a 3 versus 3. How they're going to be waiting. Atta is just around. Oh no, over-aggression from the CT side is going to catch them, leaving just 1 on the site. Snappy. Rotation looking tempted from Yugi with that AWP, but he is going to stick himself over towards that A site for now. And in fact, going to go over towards Ivy. He should gather up some information. Smoke going to come down, but he's just going to be so far away. I think unless Snappy can do something insane, we may just see the save come out from the AWP. You have to look at the economy as well. The CT side may have just put themselves into a position where they actually lose this round. Gonna hear the players come out. They actually dropped the bomb. That should have been a sound cue for Snappy. Turns back around. He's still just sat in this corner, but they're going to go rapping. There's only 10 seconds. He could actually drop this bomb. He's not going to be able to for now. KD are going to peek out. 4 seconds on the clock, and he's actually won it on that alone. That is absolutely ridiculous. Mistakes from Epsilon in the last round, and Heroic are going to take things 16-6. Game finished, and well, ladies and gentlemen, we're probably going to try and jump into another one, but I feel like a lot of them have been very, very quick, so we'll have a quick look. If there are any games that are still ongoing, we will jump in. And if not, we're going to wait for the other draw, and we'll be back in a little bit.